Welcome back, fellow sub-12 slug slingers. Today we're going to have a bit of fun plinking at 125 yards. After that, we're going back in the field again with the FX Streamline light, with the latest FX slug liner in 177, and that has a 1 in 16 twist, which I think is a step in the right direction for sub-12 airgun shooting. So let's get back out there and let's get some more analysis and evidence. If you check out my other two videos, you'll see that the Zan Lead 3 8.5 grain pairs really nicely with the new FX slug liner. Let's warm up with a couple of cans of Diet Coke put out at 104 yards. And now 125 yards. Now for the serious business. If you do not want to see rabbits get shot, now's the time to end this video. But before we do that, as always, I'm going to do a check zero, make sure that there's been no shift in POI, that there's no temperature differences that might result in different aim points. Just check everything's in order before we hit the rabbits. What we're seeing here is that what I always do is cross-reference chair gun. So if I've put the ballistic coefficient into the DNZ Zulus, I'll check that against chair gun for consistency. And as you can see there, that with a ballistic coefficient of 0.055 for this 8.5 grain projectile, it was chair gun says that it will drop by a certain amount, and it's bang on that as far as I can see. All looks good. It's time to find some rabbits. The first one did not go well. It looks as going to start okay, 40 yards, that's well within range, but it moved. This rabbit decided to go behind a tree, and I thought I'd lost it, but incredibly it carried on coming. My cam and concealment must have been pretty good because it just didn't see me. And this is probably where we need to have less reliance on something like a ballistic calculator. On so much testing across so many different projectiles and rifles, I was trying to keep track. There was opportunity to take the shot. That would have been a great opportunity, but I was too busy range finding and relying on the DNT. So it's important to get really familiar with your kit and trust it. I lack the confidence in terms of aim point, so I didn't take the shot. When I did take the shot, as far as I'm concerned, it was perfect placement. But you can have a situation where what you're aiming at moves just at the last second, and we'll go into that. So you saw it did not connect the way it should, and it ran off. I did find it later. So that was pretty perfect, but you'll see in a slow mo that it just moved its head at after I'd squeezed the trigger. So unfortunately, it was not a clean shot. I did find it, and it's here. I got within 28 yards of it and achieved a very clean dispatch, thankfully. The next one was much better, pretty textbook, 47 yards. It's a long shot, I guess. The conditions were good for it. What I do like about the Zan 8.5 grain lead-free is because they're lead-free, they're quite shiny, and in the IR they kind of fly like a tracer almost. You can really see the flight of the projectile, which is quite cool, and I like that for these videos. The 47 yards rabbit was about a minute really or two after the first one, and then very shortly after that, maybe within 5 minutes, I came across this at 50 yards. There was a little bit of wind, I could feel it, I could hear it, so I waited for that to subside before taking the shot. So that couldn't have gone better, really. It went exactly where I wanted it to, and it really does showcase, I think, that with enough effort and time and testing, you can find a projectile, a slug, to do what we need to do. Stay tuned for the next ones, HW100 and Daystate Redwolf coming up soon.